You think about this idea of what the company is doing versus who the leaders are being. And that state of being creating a transformative set of results in the marketplace. You see, this is what has happened. And what we've discovered in the research is that all of us, myself included, we have been taught a flawed strategy about how to create a different set of results in our business and our life. We've been taught a flawed strategy. Actually, you know what? Let's think about this idea of results. To be more specific, correct with my words, my language, it's not a flawed strategy. A better way to describe it would be an incomplete strategy. Here's what I mean by this. Results. Every one of us here came aspiring and hoping to attain a different set of results, a better set of results for ourselves, personally, professionally, and for our agencies in 2019 and into the future. Hopefully you did. If you're not, I mean, that's just a whole nother conversation. But what we have been taught is that in order to create a different set of results, we have to take a different set of actions. I mean, let's be honest, the first two future-making imperatives that I talked about, those were essentially actions. Those are things that we are doing to try to improve our current set of results. And that's all the farther we've gone. But what we have discovered is that in order to create a different set of results, it's not about taking different actions. It's not that different actions are required. What's going to be required is a different identity. A different identity. New results are not about taking new actions. It's about stepping into and embracing a new identity. What do we mean by this? What I'm about to reveal to you is what we call the creation code. And this is not my opinion. This is based on the laws of the universe. Okay? Think about the idea of identity. Our identity is informing and shaping our beliefs. And our beliefs are influencing and driving our thoughts. Our thoughts are influencing our feelings, which are ultimately driving the actions that we take to shape our results. Identity sits at the base of all of this. Identity is the alpha, results are the beta. We've just cut ourselves off from it. We haven't gone below the line of action. But your identity is driving all of your beliefs, and your beliefs are driving your thoughts, feelings, influencing your actions, ultimately producing the current set of results that you've experienced. Every single one of us right now, we are the culmination, right, the results that we're experiencing of the identity that we've stepped into. Identity is the alpha. So if you can get your head around that in this moment, long enough to play with me and say, okay, I'm gonna stay with you here for like 2 more seconds. I'll follow you here. If I believe identity is at the base of this, then the question has to be, what is identity? Now, if you were to just take a guess, does anybody have a strong opinion on what they would say identity is? Boom, you nailed it. Who said that? Please raise your hands. And what's your name? Rob. Thank you for participating, Rob. It means a lot to me. Rob said it's who you are, which is a perfect, beautiful answer. Now, the question is, if the answer to what is identity is who you are, then the question behind that is, who am I? 6 months ago, I was preparing for a huge event in my career, and I've got I don't know if you could call him a coach, concilier, therapist. If you cry to the person, I don't know if they're still considered your coach or a therapist, but let's just say that's what he is. And I only had 15 minutes with this room full of leaders, and he said, what's the one thing you want them to take away from that time with you? And I said, bottom line, if they only leave with one thing, I just want them to remember who they are. And he said to me without pause, he said, great, that's beautiful, Seth. Who are you? And I said, shit. Who am I? Now, we have spent time with leaders dissecting this answer. Under normal circumstances, if we had a whole afternoon together, I would have us write down the answer to this question. I would have us dig and drill. People would say, now I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I'm a leader, I'm this, I'm that. At the base of all of it, the most useful, at the foundational level, identity that we can step into is simply this: I am the creator of my reality. I want that to sink in for a second. For some of us, I know that just passed right by. But for some of you, owning that, I am the creator of my reality. What does that give you? What does that do for you? How empowered is that? I want you to think about if every single person in your agency operated from an identity, a state of I am the creator of my reality. I own all of it. I start every sentence with I, not you, not we, not they. They screwed me over. They did this. You didn't do this for me. Every sentence starts with I, especially as leaders. We have a recruiting problem. We have a retention issue. Brother, it's not we, it's you. You have a retention issue. Own that completely. Now, sometimes, in full transparency, I forget that I'm the creator of my reality. I forget. I start looking around. I start feeling sorry for myself. I start feeling like I have control because I forget. And I'm working every single day to try to remember and own it all the time. Because it creates a totally different set of results for me. Because if you go back to this equation, just give one example with my final 2 minutes here. Think about this from a belief standpoint. If I'm the creator of my reality, what's a belief that I might have? I'm going to give you an example. And I would, if you care about this, I would push you to try to establish some of your beliefs. I might have a belief coming from a place of I'm the creator of my reality that says, I believe there's more than enough to go around. That's a belief. I believe in abundance. I believe there's more than enough to go around. Now, if I believe that, what sort of thoughts, if you were to believe that there's more than enough to go around, what sort of thoughts would that elicit? I'll give you an example. If I believed there was more than enough to go around, I'd have a thought that said, I'm going to be taken care of. It's going to be okay. And what sort of feelings come from a thought like, everything's going to be okay, there's more than enough for us? What sort of feelings come with that? Peace, calm, ease, safety. And if I feel safe and I feel peace and I feel calm, which then allows me to feel joyful and excited, what sort of actions do I then take? How does that empower the actions and then the results that I experience? This isn't some magical formula. This is as real as it gets if you're willing to go this deep. You want to create a transformative set of results, an expanded set of results, not fiddle at the edges. I'm talking the kind of results that are quantum, where you're in a position where, quite frankly, you start buying up every single underperforming agency in the frickin' country. And we transcend everyone else that plays small. We want to take an expanded results. We step into an expanded identity. Simple example of this. It is not possible to create expanded results and keep this same identity. Give you a perfect example. Lottery winners. Anybody know what the average length of time it takes for a lottery winner to give back or lose all the money? 4 years. And why? They're still operating in that identity. Our greatest opportunity lies outside of this current state that you're in right now.